So this is the Razer Blade Pro 17. It's been redesigned from a couple of years ago, and as you can see, it pretty much looks like the smaller Razer Blade 15. And even though they pack the same specs, this laptop right here has by far the fastest GPU performance I've ever tested in an RTX 2080 Max-Q in a laptop this thin and this size. Now, from a design standpoint, like I said, it looks exactly like the Razer Blade 15, but obviously it's a little bit bigger. A 17-inch laptop is gonna be wider and of course deeper. You also get more ports. On the left-hand side, you have a power connector. This is a 230 watt power supply, RJ45, two USB 3.2 ports, USB Type-C, audio jack, and on the right-hand side, you have a Kensington lock, full-size HDMI, another USB 3.2 port, USB Type-C, Thunderbolt 3, and an SD card slot. That's right, you get two USB Type-C ports, but only one of them is Thunderbolt 3. So getting inside is really easy, and once you're in, you can see how beautifully designed this laptop really is. You have a nice thick copper plate on top to help keep some of these components cool, the two big fans, and you have two extra fans that are not present on the Razer Blade 15 right under the touchpad. Now, the other benefit of the 17-inch model is the extra slot you get to stick in a second NVMe drive. You do get the one with super fast read and write speeds, and you do have two slots for your RAM, expandable up to 64 gigabytes. Now, the battery life is a little bit different. This is a 70 watt hour battery, so it's not too small, but it's still not the best. I'm only getting about 3 to 4 hours of use before needing to charge on a laptop this size. So this display is very similar to the 15-inch version, except it's 17 inches. It still has the 144 Hz panel, very similar color representation to the 15-inch model. So great for gaming, like really great for gaming, pretty good for design work, and most importantly, you get those very fast, high refresh rates at 144 Hz. Now, there is a webcam on top. It's still the same webcam that's in the Razer Blade 15, and you do have the benefit of using Windows Hello. Now, when it comes to performance, that's where the Blade Pro 17 really shines. It's like Razer took it to the gym, gave it a couple of protein shakes, injected it with steroids, and said, listen, you need to be fast. And damn well, this thing is ever fast. In fact, it's beating out the most powerful RTX 2080 Max-Q that I've tested on this channel by a whopping 8%. In fact, it's only 6% slower than the RTX 2080 in a full-size desktop PC like the HP Obelisk. Now, how are they doing this? It's very simple. The cooling inside of here is amazing, especially when it comes to GPU performance. They're still power throttling the CPU, reducing the clock speeds to about 3 gigahertz when it's under full load. So you're not getting the best CPU performance, but they're allowing the GPU to be completely overclocked to the point where you're getting better results compared to its competition. The extra fans on the bottom, the big copper plate, the vapor chamber, all add up to a better cooling experience. Fan noise gets loud, but it's nowhere nearly as loud as other competing gaming laptops. It stays under 60 decibels, and it only kicks on when it really needs to have to. Now, I'm not gonna get too much into the keyboard, but it's the exact same keyboard as the Razer Blade 15. I kind of wish they did put a numpad on this because you have more deck space for it. Touchpad is exactly the same. Windows Precision drivers, very accurate, and the sound quality is just as good as the Blade 15. Now, overall, Razer's decided to go gaming first, everything else second. That's why you're seeing the slightly more slower CPU speeds and more powerful GPU, because at the end of the day, when you're gaming, if your CPU speeds are a couple hundred megahertz slower, but your GPU is significantly faster, it's gonna give you more performance than a laptop that's trying to crank up the CPU, but cool the GPU because it's getting a bit too hot. Now, my only real big complaint about this laptop is the fact that there's no QHD or 4K option. It has the SD card slot, it has the extra ports. I think a lot of creators would have gravitated towards this and buy this over other competing products. Now, you have to ask yourself, this is a $3,200 product, at least for the spec model that I have here. This is $200 more than a similarly spec'd Razer Blade 15. And what you get with that is a bigger display, more ports plus the SD card slot, and most importantly, more powerful GPU performance. I personally think that's worth the extra 200 bucks, but you have to decide if this laptop's gonna be too heavy for you to carry on a daily basis. Anyways, that wraps up my review on the Blade Pro 17. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, because if you did, I'd love if you hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.